have to pee desperately. So
yeah. Well, folks, I have managed to make it back. And hopefully you won't have, hopefully you haven't given up on us and we'll find us again. I apologize for this. YouTube has changed a bunch of the way things look and the way things work. And it's been a long time since I had a stream crap mid in the middle like that. So I didn't know, I couldn't find my way back. And so I pulled out a bunch of my hair. But anyway, I'm back. Hopefully you can join us. Yay! I'm glad some people are joining us. Hey, Ruth. Yeah, you and me both. And maybe now that I don't have to do tech troubleshooting, I can get back to my happy place. Thank you. Welcome to you. Cheers. So, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? I was gathering things to cut. So I am going to resume doing that. I was thinking like a really big eye might be fun. And I've got a few diagrams, which is kind of fun. Very different. And this is a little cluster. I was thinking of sort of yellow-green decor-y things. Like I thought, oh, maybe this, and then, no, that doesn't work, but that might work. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm going to put one of her eyes in there. Let's, well, not just her eye. Lots of face, too, because of the size of the image. Size of the jigsaw piece, actually. All right. Maybe we could get both of her eyes. That'd be kind of fun. Let's do that. So, in other words, I need to get that over to there. That should work, though. Why wasn't it going that far? All right, because it's got to go, okay, a little further. Our commenter, our chat monitor is making her way on back.
yeah, I'm gonna grab that little fan.
Yep.
And set it up on my side of the table.
Right.
It will make a little noise, but your computer fan keeps going despite having 2 ice packs on the computer. So that's just insane.
It might.
So I'm gonna help it.
Yeah. I wonder if it. Well, no. Anyway. Yeah. I'll just worry about collage. That's really the only thing that there is at this point.
I'm dealing with the fan.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's what we're gonna do about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even rejoined the live stream yet because, of course.
Yeah, but you'll make it there.
I'll be there and I'll be able to.
I'm not concerned.
Get back to the chat very shortly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's tilt that down.
Hey, Rebecca made it back too. Welcome back, Rebecca. You probably didn't hear, but I had all kinds of technical issues because YouTube has changed their the way their software works or their interface works. So I was madly trying to find how to start a new stream, and
it was a nightmare under pressure. That's for sure.
It doesn't work the way it used to.
Yeah.
And of course, no better time than under the gun to find that out.
I apologize for the fan noise, but it's essential because otherwise Cal's, for whatever reason, Cal's computer will overheat, and then we could end up with this live stream ending. So I'd rather have some background noise.
Yeah, maybe you can let us know if it's sometimes fans cause a lot of sound problems and sometimes less so.
Yeah.
It is pointing away from the mic, so I'm hoping that it's not doing that that thing that like when you're talking to someone on a cell phone and they're out in the wind.
That's right.
Which is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do
What did
have
you say?
we actually have a
bathroom,
filter
yeah,
on the
so that.
the mic. So Ruth says we can hardly hear the
Oh,
fan.
perfect. Okay,
Thank
that's actually really good
goodness.
to know for future because this.
Just a hum,
yeah,
Rebecca
yeah.
says.
Oh, yay!
A
Get
hum
my
is a
thumb
lot
into
better
the frame
than.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's really, you guys, you're the most helpful ever.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm
Yeah,
still
more excitement than we were ready for or up
just
for.
layers of issues trying to get back on. Anyway,
We're back.
Here we are.
We're back on. Hopefully, some of the people who had joined us on the other stream will find their way back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we definitely had a nice little crowd there. So
yes.
I'm hoping, and if it takes
it took a while,
yeah,
so I'm sure we lost some people.
If it takes a minute or two, then lots of people get on.
Yeah.
But hopefully, not too many people have given up.
That was at least 10 minutes.
I can well understand people. Oh well, I guess it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we wondered.
I was wondering. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
They wouldn't be alone in that.
Yeah. Maybe it's our internet. I've got a very low res image.
Oh dear.
As long as the feed everyone else is getting is decent quality, I don't care what I'm looking at.
I think the original crash was because the power cable on my computer had fallen out unbeknownst to me. So
yeah,
I ran down my battery and that was it.
It ran down quickly, but video does live streaming does,
and mine is no longer brand new, so it definitely runs down faster than it used to.
Yeah, mine does too. Jane's joined us.
Hey,
Yay!
Jane.
Thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah, welcome back.
We had layer upon layer of tech issues with interface changes, Jane, which you would have missed us explaining. And Cherie is here.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey, Cherie, welcome back. Or welcome. Were you with us before?
I think she managed to join us before everything.
Before we went to we went to extended non-commercial break.
Oh my goodness! Is that like a leave of absence?
We didn't go to commercial break. We went to heartbreak.
Oh, boy, and Judy's here.
Yay! All right, welcome back, Judy.
Oh, you guys, you're awesome.
You're troopers.
Yeah.
We're
I don't see Annie,
right.
But she may have given up. Cherie calls it an intermission. Oh.
Hopefully, you guys kept collaging, or were able to put on some music or something.
Yeah. If only we could provide you with music while technical issues were happening. That'd be great. Ruth says, if it were left to me to fix that tech problem, you would be waiting into the new year. You guys did well getting back as quick as you did. Well, thank you, Ruth.
Well,
that's so sweet and understanding of you.
Well, and that you our community embodies that. I think so.
Lovely
thank
spirit.
You for that.
Your head looks very large in the picture.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys.
We should just put a GoPro on your forehead and whatever you look at.
Someone else was saying that.
Yeah.
At some point.
Although it would be a little seasick making.
Yeah,
potentially.
It would.
Cherie writes, yay, I was sharing my response to Together Again. It started with the prompt to the Ray Charles song, to piano keys, to dancing. Wow.
Wow, that's great.
Love it.
Because I know lots of writers like working with prompts as well. Um, it's a staple of writing workshops and writing classes and so on. Because our minds are so different, we go to different places when we hear the same words, which I love. That's
Absolutely. Rebecca, in response, I think, to your comment about the community, says, "Aw." Yeah, that's pretty much how we feel about the community, Rebecca. So Ruth says, "It was just the right amount of time to tell my husband to make me a cup of tea." LOL.
Well, that works out well.
Sure does. And Jane has a question.
Fire away,
I love
Jane.
it. Jane's good with the questions.
Yeah.
So she asks, "Are you cutting through all those layers?"
I am. I'm trying to. Let's rephrase it to that, because I'm not sure how many layers I've got here, but there are quite a few, and it definitely feels like I'm cutting through cardboard because
he's using really firm pressure.
I put more sheets in there than I should have, I think.
Which is, it's all, yes, and because I can tell from the way your hand's trembling that it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I'll just make a note that
don't try this at home, kids.
Well,
yeah,
there can be issues around it, but one safety thing Cal is doing is he only has a short amount of blade exposed so that it's less inclined to snap if the tension builds up in the right direction. Whereas if it were more extended, it would be very inclined to snap, and you don't want sharp blades flying in the air. So,
and I am. I kind of feel like I shouldn't talk about things that I'm doing for safety's sake, because then something will happen. I'll jinx it. But I am trying to keep my fingers out of harm's way. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And Cal is expert with that knife. So, Lisa Kemp.
Hey, Lisa, welcome back.
So glad you're here, Lisa. Yeah. She says, "It looks and sounds like it usually does. Welcome back." Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that, and thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have the feedback that it's okay. Things are working as they're supposed, as we would hope.
All right. So just to continue with that thing about cutting through the layers, it would be prudent to cut through fewer layers.
It would,
than that.
Yes.
How many layers do you think you have there?
I think I have maybe about 7 or 8 layers of magazine.
Yeah, I would go for half that many layers at most.
Yeah, because the whole idea behind this is that if I cut like this, I can use different pieces, and they should fit because it's the same cut. Every cut.
That's the theory.
That's the theory. but actually, the more layers you put in, I think the
less accurate
the less
cut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The more difference is going to be between the top layer and the bottom layer. So
yeah,
I'm not actually sure that it's how brilliant it was.
Going to pay off.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll find out.
Lisa adds, "I'm sorting through old Christmas cards and thinking of collaging with them." That's a terrific idea.
Great. Yeah.
Definitely. Excuse me. Have a drink.
Kim's thinking about how lovely our community is and getting all choked up.
Well, that's a nice way to put my just choking on things.
Are you recovering there all right?
I might get a lozenge.
Yes.
Cherie writes, "I made a limited series of digital collage Christmas cards. I'll post the image." Oh, good.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would love to see that. Good inspiration for everybody. All right, I'm gonna go get lozenge.
What's your favorite lozenge, Kim?
You know what it is.
Yeah, it's Fisherman's Friend. The only one that actually
You don't
works.
have to fish for it.
I'm sure there are other lozenges that have some efficacy, but
The only one that works.
Kim's needs are hardcore, so. And when I have colds, they're my go-to as well. They're the only ones that are strong enough.
Yeah. There. Get down to the bottom of this little pouch. I remember when I was young, and I don't know if Hall's mentholyptus lozenges were new or they were just new to me, but they seemed so strong to me at the time. Not the flavored ones, just the original flavor.
Yeah.
And
And
now they're like candies.
Yeah. my
And
brother,
they don't do anything.
Yeah, my brother used to eat them as candy. Like,
Yeah,
My
I can imagine him doing that.
my mom would give us, as a stocking stuffer, would give us some Halls, thinking, well, everyone gets colds in the winter at some point, so
That's
this
right.
will come in handy.
So he just
And he'd just like open it up and start eating them because.
Yeah. Oh, look, Annie's here.
Hey Annie, welcome back.
Yay! Glad you found us.
Yeah.
And she asked, do you remember the Vicks brand? Absolutely. Vicks Vapor Rub. I can countless times either my grandmother or my father would rub that into me because I was always getting
Like
chest colds
infections,
and between chest colds and tonsillitis, honestly.
Talk about a traumatic childhood in terms of getting sick.
I see. I had a lot of it, and it took them. I don't know how many cases of tonsillitis, bad tonsillitis, I got before they finally took my tonsils out. And the doctor was like, "You have massive tonsils. I've never seen such big ones." And he said, "How come they didn't take these out years ago?"
Yeah, because they didn't.
Yeah, I guess not.
Silly
Guess
people.
my pediatrician or whatever was not into it.
Loath to do it.
Ruth says, I use Vicks Vapor Rub regularly. It's even great for migraines. Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that. Glad to hear it. Migraines are such a tough thing to have. I know some people drink coffee for migraines, even if they don't normally drink coffee. What have you gone to get, Cal? Suddenly I was gonna oh, you forgot your substrate. That was the thing Cal forgot for our live or hybrid event at the Gladstone, actually.
Yes.
So is this the one that Lee ran out and got us?
It's quite possible. You gotta love a curator who's like, I'll go to Curry's and get it for you.
Yep. Exactly. She understands about events needing to happen, and yeah, bless her.
Thank goodness. I was losing my whatever I had.
Well, today's been a bit of a time with the
Yes.
tech issues, so you're probably feeling a bit of that.
I am.
So I was about to share with you when I realized you're gone. Cherie says, we had a Vicks vaporizer. My dad was addicted. Whenever I smell Vicks, I think of Dad. Oh, that's so lovely.
I forgot. I cut out 2 and then I forgot. Oh, right. There are 4 that I had lined up. So.
Time to get the other 2
Yep,
done.
Yep, exactly.
got more chat. Ruth says, in fact, just this morning I bought Vicks shower steamers. Never saw those before. That sounds great, actually, because showers are so good if you're congested, and Vicks is. So that's a brilliant combination. Rebecca writes, migraines are the only time my mom drinks Coke. Right. Something about the caffeine, I guess, in the coffee or the Coke that helps the migraine. I'm glad it helps her anyway, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Annie writes, when I was very young, my mom used to boil ginger root in Coke for a homemade syrup.
Wow.
That is fascinating. That actually doesn't sound like a bad idea.
No, it sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
You've got
ginger
the sweetness,
tea
you've
I
got
love.
the acidity of the Coke.
Yeah.
And ginger is obviously a go-to for...
Ginger's so good for so many things.
Exactly. I mean, it's great flavor, but it's also just so healthy.
Great for nausea. Great if you're feeling cold. Or if you need warming, even if you're not feeling cold in the normal sense, but you're not well. So, I'm assuming, Annie, that was meant to be medicinal.
I would imagine it would also be pleasant.
Yeah. But there's a lot of Chinese cuisine. Now, I don't know if this is a regional thing, but where some regions are more concerned with this than others. But there's a whole thread in Chinese cuisine that ties into Chinese medicine. And so there's a real emphasis on the connection of food to health.
Which only makes sense because there is.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
no
come
kidding,
on.
Right? Annie says, haha, yes, when we had a cold or sore throat. Yeah. Well, that sounds a lot nicer than, I don't know if any of you remember, it still exists, Buckley's mixture for coughs. Seriously, the most revolting thing I've ever had to choke down. But again, it was the most powerful stuff over the counter that you could get. Yeah. I mean, you knew it was bad when you actually would subject yourself to Buckley's, right?
It's like, it's the acid test. Like, how
sick are you?
How sick are you feeling? Because we got Buckley's.
Are you Buckley's sick?
No, actually, I'm feeling all right. I feel better now. I think I'll just take a little walk for 5 hours and give you time to pour that down the drain.
Ruth remembers it. She says, oh, yes, Buckley's. Works well, but tastes disgusting. Yep. And Sheree writes, awful, but it worked. Plugged your nose and swallowed. Yes, absolutely. And I tried to swallow it quickly. That was one of my things. Which, in fact, usually cough medicine is better done slowly.
Yeah.
But
Buckley's
I mean, honestly,
was an exception, right?
How could you do that with Buckley's?
Is it made from like pine needles or something?
It definitely includes some pine needles.
Right.
Yeah. Which I recognize because of a childhood incident with a jar of peanut butter, but that's a whole other story.
All right, so you have to give us at least the shorts.
Well, there's more chat here, so
okay,
first I'll get to that. But you can vote in chat if you want to hear that story. Rebecca says, my dad always made tea with lemon juice and honey for sore throats. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I use often. And I remember once our nephew Bryn had developed a cold when he was staying with us. And so even though he was just I don't know if he was like 8 years old, something like that. I made him hot lemon with honey and cayenne pepper, and the cayenne pepper helped cut through the congestion as well as the lemon, and he was great. He drank it up, and I was really impressed because at 8 years old, cayenne pepper is not really your go-to flavor, right? Kind of like Buckley's, I guess.
Except I've heard stories of, because you grew up with your father's cooking, at least in part, that you have a taste for chili from an early age.
Yeah, it was weird. There was a period I went through in my childhood, not when I was really little, but there was a period in my childhood where I started adding chili peppers to everything, and of course now I can't even eat them.
But I remember
really
Kim's godmother saying that she served you something and you asked if you could have some chili flakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what?
Yeah. She came from French cuisine tradition, whereas, of course, my father's coming from Indonesian, Chinese, heavy on the Indonesian in that case. He put chili peppers on literally everything. You gave him scrambled eggs, he'd put chili peppers on it. Give him steak, he'd put chili peppers on it. So, I mean, now there's hot sauce available everywhere, and he would enjoy that. Cherie writes, add brandy, and that was my Graham's recipe for a cold. Your Graham. Now that's a good Graham to have, I think, Cherie. You'd certainly feel better. Rebecca says, frozen again, or is that just me? There did seem to be a momentary glitch. And she says, oh, I'm back. Good. And Annie says, looks okay to me.
Yeah,
so
we're all paranoid now, I think.
Well, she may have had a little issue. I actually had the little, it's not a beach ball, but I'm going to call it beach ball.
The little spinning wheel?
Yeah.
All right. I've cut them all out, and
you've got puzzle pieces.
And I can attest that was too many sheets. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we. So we'll just restate that. Don't do as Cal did. Don't cut through 8 layers of paper simultaneously. It's not safe, and it's not as accurate as cutting through thinner amounts. So.
And that was arguably the reason I was doing it. So it's defeating the purpose.
Yeah. But there we go. Oh, good. Getting out a nice pad of colors.
But I do that. I bite off more than I can chew. Get overly ambitious with things. So
having a colored base isn't a bad idea, for if you do have inaccuracies that create gaps.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Well, I wasn't thinking of it for that reason. I was just thinking it would be good to have a colored base, but
but it will have that benefit.
It will.
Oh, sorry, I'm coughing and sputtering ever since that choking fit, everybody. My body does not seem to have settled down from it.
All right. That's what I was afraid of. I've already got out my ruler. That means it's under something.
Well, there are all kinds of rulers behind you.
That's
hanging from the bookcase.
That's true.
They're metal. They're cork backed.
Yep, they're all the things that I need. So
yeah. So just grab one.
That's what I'm gonna do.
One thing we don't lack in this house is rulers.
We have certain things in our house that we have a lot of, and then every once in a while,
we can't find any of them.
Can't find any of them.
Like our Olfa knives.
Yeah. So of these kinds of knives, we both like them. We both use them a lot.
Because we use them as graphic designers.
Yeah. So we probably own 10 of them, at least. But
we've certainly got 10.
Yeah.
We may have more.
But finding even one sometimes, and then other times
crazy.
It's like they've all clustered together and had a party.
Yeah.
The reason we can find rulers is Kim put up hooks for them so that they have a place to go back to. So,
It only took me 15 years to figure that out, but
so that's what we need. We need hooks or shelves for every. But meanwhile, the Olfa knives and
if we had like a hanging cup to put our Olfa knives into,
set squares or something we have trouble finding. Sometimes.
I have no idea where the set squares are.
I have a couple in they have a place.
Oh,
so,
do they?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you know where they are.
But I couldn't find the Olfa blades just recently, so.
Oh, I feel you. I think I have a one set of spare blades in a pencil box that's actually on this table.
Okay. Well, yeah, perfect. That's good because some of my blades need replacing.
Yeah. Ruth writes, I cleaned out my studio and found 12 pairs of scissors. Exactly, yeah. Ruth. Exactly. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Which explains why we had none anywhere else in the house, she adds. It does explain it.
All right. I think I've realized one possible downside of the fan.
Oh, blowing?
Yeah.
Well, your computer's doing much better now, right?
Well, yeah, so turn it off.
I'll just turn it off.
And see
everybody can enjoy the peace and quiet. Get back to our usual sound quality.
Sounds like the fan is still
working. Fan is still going. Well, yeah. So I'll give you a break for a few minutes, and
then we may have to.
And then we'll turn the fan on again.
Exactly.
It's 3:22, just so you know, and given the long intermission, we're going to go a little late today. I'm going
to suggest we go
1:45.
Yeah, that sounds good. If you can't stay with us for that, completely understand. But
just let us know in the chat if you have to leave before we're done, and
completely
so we can say goodbye. But yeah. Now, right, you have to have the right orientation, don't you? I was going to say, are you going to flip them, or are you going to...
No, they
have to stay the way you cut them. Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is organize my top left, my top right, so that I know what my options
are. Which piece.
Yeah, which are which. So, and I'll put the bottom right over here and the bottom left over here. I've got a whole bunch of partial pieces, which
isn't the idea of this design of puzzle piece that they're actually the same, just oriented differently?
It certainly looks like that's possible.
That's what I seem to recall about this design. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Red. That feels like progress, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. What I think I'm going to do is peel that off as best I can.
You could use your knife. Oh.
And do another arrangement.
Right.
And then just see whether they're good. So pick another. So let's see. We've got sort of Definitely have reds and greens and grays, so maybe a blue background would be good.
It says, I really like this idea. I feel a project coming. Excellent.
Who's that? Ruth?
Ruth, yeah.
Oh, yeah, good, Ruth. I'm glad.
Sorry, my voice isn't operating normally because of this whatever
yeah.
residue of the cough. Annie asks, wouldn't it be great if all puzzle pieces were a universal shape and we could just create a unique picture so you could combine multiple puzzles? I think if you pick them from the same manufacturer, you might be able to do that. If they're using this kind of shape.
I have some recollection, Annie, of seeing artwork that that artists have done, and I think they're doing exactly what Kim is saying. Is they go buy a bunch of puzzles by the same manufacturer at the same size, and then they create new works by mixing the puzzles. So it's a form of collage, right? Because you're bringing together things that aren't supposed to be together, in interesting ways.
Yeah.
So.
Ruth says, Kim always likes red. Well, it's true that I really do love red. Yeah. But I also thought that piece really needed some red.
It did need red.
Yeah.
And that was definitely what drew me to that as an option for that piece.
Red's an excellent go-to. Blue can be as well.
For you? For personally? Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, in a piece, right? Like, right. Whether it slants to blue violet or blue green, a little bit or a lot.
I kind of like this because it has some intensity of color, and then it sort of
looks solarized.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a photographic effect related to a darkroom process, developing it in a particular way, developing a photograph in a particular way in the darkroom. That's a better way of putting it. Cherie writes, channeling your inner Christmas with red and green. Yes.
Yep. I did have that in mind. I think more subconsciously than anything. I definitely started off thinking Christmas, but then lost the thread, but found it again.
Once was lost, but now I'm found.
Well, I think we can all that's definitely a story for collage pieces. Right?
Right.
Because it's like, where's that piece that I can't tell you in workshops how many times I've like people are like pulling their hair out because they can't find that precious piece that they cut out, but now it's in amongst all the others.
Yeah.
And,
lost.
And I feel their pain because it's so easy to get. But when it's found, it's sweet.
Cherie writes, wasn't it Val that had one of her collages made into a puzzle?
It might well be. I know some people have done that.
Yeah, maybe Val, if she's still with us, which she usually is, she's probably busy collaging now. So don't feel you have to interrupt yourself, Val. But if you can let us know at some point that's convenient whether you did. Ruth says, oh, yes, Kim, we need some singing now that you've taken classes. Well, thank you, Ruth. That's very kind of you, but I'll try not to subject everybody to too much singing.
Oh, do subject us.
But if any of you, most of you, I think, are on Facebook, and if you're my friend on Facebook and see today's post about the nature of this year and our latest plumbing adventure still in progress. We do not have access to our kitchen sink either, Ricky, but for a different reason, because our drain isn't working, despite Cal spending, I don't know, like 8 hours or something trying to clear it with snakes, and I helped him out operating the drill. And anyway, we have a plumber coming tomorrow, and that that's never good news. Anyway, the reason I brought up the plumbing thing was I just posted a oh my god, this year has been too much kind of post, and said you can expect a lot more singing posts from me, because that's my
your,
way of dealing with stress.
coping.
Is that's why I took it up, and that's so yeah, you might actually get audio at some point in a Facebook post. Yes, Val says she did.
Oh, cool.
Michael and Bridget Bainbridge in Halliburton
Oh,
made her
that's right.
puzzle.
They have that.
Yeah, they have a whole business doing that.
I forgot about that.
I thought of them right away when we were talking about getting them from the same manufacturer, so they'd be good ones to. I forget the name of their firm.
Val probably.
Occurrence.ca?
The Occurrence, I think it is. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
It's a funny name.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that name, but I'm just gonna look it up in Instagram because, hey,
Yeah. What if we swap that out? See, everything changes when you change one thing.
Oh, yeah. There's a shirt in that.
Maybe.
Honestly, Kim, where's the search thing? There it is. The
apples, I think.
There it is. So, yes, if anybody is interested, they're at, looks like they were at One of a Kind, which I don't know, is that still on even? I don't know what the dates for One of a Kind are or were. It's probably over now because it's December 1st. But yeah, their website is The Occurrence, that's 2 C's and 2 R's.ca. And they design and manufacture the puzzles, but you can also have custom ones made. So that's pretty cool. That'd be fun to do, eh, Cal?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do that sometime. Do one of my crazy complex images so it's nice and hard to figure out. Yes, in fact, I'll type in the website.
For those playing along at home.
www. And I'll do my usual thing with bracket dot bracket. The Occurrence.
So fascinating. Every time you put things together, there are such interesting connections and so on. Something I love about collage and about art in general. Because I was thinking, putting this sort of diagram's kind of cool in this mix, but it looks very similar to her flesh tone. So I think, meh. And then I noticed, but that also picks up the rust in here. And then there's a little bit of rust in that apple, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So suddenly it ties together.
Looks like you need some blue, though, doesn't it?
Said she who loves blue. Well,
pretty soon we're going to have covered all of the primaries, and then you're going to be like, well, you must like all the colors. And that's pretty much true.
That is true. Yeah. Well, this brings more blue in. I just found these maybe too similar in some respects. So that's the question, I guess.
Well, maybe there's a different one that has blue in it. Or maybe you didn't cut very many out with blues in them.
No, I don't have very many blues to play with.
one of the nice things about putting a blue in is it cools things off and makes the warm things matter. So that's why, for everybody watching, that's why
You are
I
suggesting
mentioned
it.
that.
Yeah.
Where are we here? Ruth says, from your speaking voice, I feel you have a good singing voice. Aw, thank you, Ruth. Val writes, the company is the occurrence. That's right. That's not the spelling for it. I've put the correct spelling for it in a couple of posts down in the chat. Ruth says you could make so many collages with those pieces. Yes.
Yeah.
And if it were Cherie doing this, I think they wouldn't get glued. They'd just get changed.
They'd get placed and then maybe photographed and then replaced.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Like, imagine if each puzzle piece was made out of magnetic material.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's something worth thinking about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Val says the quality of the puzzle is really good. That's really great to know, Val, because it's one of the things you worry about with some of the other, there are other places that print puzzles, but they're not puzzle makers per se. You know, that's not their core business. And so I worry that theirs would not be good, but the occurrence, that is their core business. So it's good that it's high quality, and it's more expected that it would be high quality. Cherie says exactly. That's what she would do. Cherie says, now that's a fridge magnet worth having. You know, it just occurred to me, does anyone here have that fridge magnet poetry with all the words that are on magnets, and you rearrange the words to make interesting or obscure poems? I think you could have a lot of fun with these puzzle pieces to kind of make visual poems in the same way. That's funny. Interesting connections there.
Yeah, I like this one, actually.
Yeah.
This is a piece that is not, it was kind of, I was looking to use, I think it's from, is that one even in frame? No, sorry. I wanted those apples and something, so I set that up.
Yeah.
And this is a happen, I can't express
an incidental.
Incidental, that's perfect. And sometimes the incidental is great for collage because it really, you don't, what is it about it, I wonder? But anyway, it's working.
Well, it's got that wonderful right angle that's bold, the outer frame of the window.
What it is we can recognize what it is, but it isn't an image, so we notice as much as a face or something highly recognizable, so we notice its abstract qualities. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so you can recognize it, but that's not really, there's nothing really latch onable in the same way. So I think that's good. I'm gonna try, no, I don't want to put her in because we already have her. Unless, so one other option, I'm just going to put that aside slightly because I may come back to the original plan, but I'm just going to try swapping in a red girl.
Sure. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, but Cherie writes, she had the magnetic poetry at work, but people kept making funny but work inappropriate phrases.
Yes, I can well imagine that they were.
And those were just the grown-ups, right?
So this is kind of fun because it really only has one strong, clear, and even then we only see a bit of her eyes.
Well, it's so interesting that that's in the top left. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we know where to start.
Yeah, it's kind of like the exclamation point.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting question. Is this more interesting, or is it more interesting to put her down there and have it like that? So that's
Well, I like her down there.
mhm. And I like the relationship between these two because there's connection, but they're different,
Yeah.
black and white versus color, but they still have some sort of characteristics that are.
There are aspects of the diagram one that are working,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
think maybe it's the color that I'm not.
Yeah, and because I only have so many options.
And we've got thoughts here. So So I'm just going to say Cherie has said, no, keep red.
Yeah, you like the red?
She definitely does.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think I might go just because I don't have a better option in the top
left.
Top left. I think I might go with this, which is kind of like exclamation point of more recognizable. And yet because a lot of her eyes are cropped off, it's not as recognizable as
it's recognizable, but it's not as dominant
exactly
because of the lack of eyes.
Yeah. And actually it's something else that I didn't notice that I really like is now that I see is this sort of organic pattern on what she's wearing that connects to some of these other organic patterns. So I'm going with that.
Now, I have to catch up on some chat.
Okay.
Lisa Kemp added that she has the magnetic poetry.
Yep.
And she says, now I'm thinking I can collage the magnets on my fridge, including the words.
Haha, yes.
With a smile. Awesome. And, you know, have some fun and post a picture in the Facebook group. Rebecca says, we had a set and got some extras from a magazine or something that were all dirty words, etc. Oh, that's too funny, Rebecca.
What was that? We played with our friends a couple of years ago, so it's probably old news unless you're old like we are. A relatively new release game that was very politically incorrect, but also like a riot.
That was hilarious. I forget what it was. It had a rude word in it, didn't it? Well,
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to remember it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And we literally played till we were through the entire card deck.
Yeah.
Which was pretty hilarious because we should have stopped like hours earlier.
Like at 11 o'clock, we thought, yeah, now we played for a couple hours. That's a good time to stop.
Yeah.
And then we played for another 2 hours or
something like
2
or 3 hours. Yeah.
It was ludicrous, but it was actually really fun.
Oh, Rebecca has it. Cards Against Humanity. Yes, sadly, that's what it was.
Sadly, that is what it was.
Yeah. Jane adds that she likes the red lady better instead of the pink.
Yeah, so this is what I'm going with.
So you'll be happy to see what Cal's gone with there, Jane.
Yeah.
And Ruth adds that she needs the red.
Yeah.
The contrast is good with the red. And Ruth also was piping in Cards Against Humanity.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That I love that it was so bad and it really rubbed me the wrong way, and yet I also really enjoyed it.
You know, we also laughed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruth says there's an even ruder version now. She doesn't remember the name.
Right. Of course, because someone thought, well, if that works,
let's up the ante.
Let's up the ante, right? Yeah.
Rebecca says, love that game. Have all the expansions, etc. I've often thought I'd like to get some of the I have the original Trivial Pursuit game, and I often wish I had bought some of the
expansions.
Yeah, or the special, like the silver screen edition. I'd love that. Gives me an excuse to watch more movies. Val says, we play Cards Against Humanity all the time at the cottage. It's a great place for it at the cottage.
It is made for the cottage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, based on our informal, very small sample poll, that it's been a popular game and they're doing well.
Rebecca, we're gonna have to hire you as our third brain, because
yeah, that's right.
Man,
yeah,
getting old.
The working conditions are poor and the pay's crap, but
yes, exactly.
But welcome to the arts.
But we're friendly. Great community. Great community. You could put it to your community service.
Lots of fun brain cells to keep company with. Some of them haven't a clue what they're doing, but other than that, it's fine.
Most of mine don't.
Cherie writes, keep an eye out at Value Village. That's a great idea, Cherie. Right after I donate half the contents of our house to Value Village. Or somewhere else.
Whoever will take it, right?
Mostly they're going to Talese, but also we use the Buy Nothing group
like
on
Facebook. Group, right?
Yeah, I think it's a national thing. Maybe it's even international. I don't know. And we use the Brampton chapter. Yeah.
Can you give me a time check there, Kim? How are we doing?
Oh, yeah. It's 3:47. Time is flying. So maybe another couple of minutes and then sign off, or
or what I can do.
You're gluing it down, which is great.
Yeah. But what I'll do is I will place them in place. I mean, actually the gluing shouldn't take too long, but I will put them both here, and then I'll finish gluing them after but at least so that we can see them. Then I'll switch to the other camera for signing off. So
yeah,
that's what I think we're going with. And I don't know, I feel like this is a series. I mean, it's not a series yet, or it's only
the start of a series.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say I feel this is a series, because I could definitely play this game a few more times and then see how individual pieces are, how they relate to each other. I could imagine cutting a piece of black that matches the overall and then shifting it down a little bit to create a little drop shadow underneath them.
Yeah.
But there's something also about the purity of the shapes, which is nice too. So, and play different backgrounds too. So
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes when I have an idea, I think, oh, that is just like way too simple. But sometimes that's enough, right? Because this, I'm moving it in the wrong direction because everything's opposite on my monitor. So
yes, I'm
getting it more off center instead of more centered. There we go. Sometimes I think it's, this whatever I'm thinking of is too simple. But with collage, depending on what you're collaging with, there's also whatever the imagery or the textures or the colors of the pieces you're collaging. Yeah, like it's not just the shape, it's what's in the shape as well, right? Yeah. So
and that's a great segue to a course you're going to be offering in the winter. Is that not right, Cal?
That is, Kim. In fact,
it's called Collage Vignettes.
It is called Collage Vignettes. And so those of you who are like, wait, I didn't know about this. It's because I came into Kim this morning, like 2 hours ago, and said, so I'm thinking of teaching these two courses. What do you think? And she said, those sound good. Do them. So
they're not on the website yet.
They aren't on the website because I have to write the description and come up with visuals. Yeah. But
this week, right?
Oh, in the next few days.
Yeah.
But so my courses this coming term will be collage vignettes, and what was the other one I came up with?
Winter. Oh no, that's a different one.
No, it's
collage.
Collage. It's called something. Collage Plus.
Plus.
because we'll
Yeah.
be in collage as the constant, but adding different other components like drawing and painting
Each
and
week
sewing.
it'll be a different
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. We'll have different focuses.
Yeah.
So I am going to now switch the camera.
What day of the week will your classes be, Cal?
Thursday mornings.
Yeah. So that's been his.
Nice look at my hand there.
Ruth says, that's amazing. I'm going to try this. Valerie says, that looks great.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Cherie says, definitely a series.
Yes, I definitely want to try a few more of these.
And
So
thank you, Ruth. And thank you, Annie. They've both had to log off.
Yep,
We'll read
yeah,
that
thanks
afterwards.
so much, guys. Yeah.
So, Jane, you've got your answer. And
so, Kim, rumor has it that next week at this time on your channel, we're doing a holiday special.
We'll have to post this in Virtual Collage Jam Facebook group.
Yes.
But Cal and I decided, this is going to be our last live stream of the year, and we thought, no, let's do one more on Monday, December the 20th.
Yep.
So that's next Monday, same time on my channel, Kim Lee Co channel.
Yep.
And it's Kim and Cal's Festive Holiday Special.
Is that the full title?
That's it.
Kim and Cal's
Festive Holiday Special. And
of course, it sounds like it's a mouthful, but it's going to be great.
It is.
We don't know what it's going to have yet, but it's going to be festive.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a holiday.
So bring your decorations, your favorite libations, holiday appropriate or not. And, you can dress in appropriate gear. You can bring Christmas, anything Christmassy, Hanukkah-y, solstice-y, whatever you want.
All right. So because I don't know anything about it, I have a question. Is it a creative session?
We're going to be creative, for sure.
There will be some making involved. That's always good.
The chances are always good that I'll do some paper crafting, but I haven't locked that down.
Yeah.
We're
being very spontaneous about it, even more spontaneous than we
usual.
Which means that probably about 10 minutes before we'll have it sorted out.
Val says she'll see us there and she's going to bring the cookies. Awesome. Right. Somebody has to bring a cookie platter. Absolutely. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I hope you can make it.
Yeah.
And, it's a way for us to have a party, but do it without all the in-person complications and concerns. So,
yeah. So I hope you can join us then. And until then, I look forward to seeing what you guys came up with for Together Again on our Facebook page.
And thanks so much for bearing with the
us.
challenges of today.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And we will see you in a week.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, make merry and have fun.
Be well.
And be well. And we will catch up with you soon. Take care, guys. I better pause because Kim's tippity tapping on the keyboard there. So don't stop the stream until she's done.
There, I've just put with typos and everything, I've just typed in the
festive special.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
You can always come back to that if you need to.
All right.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.